Hi, I'm Julianne Bond, and this is 10 Minutes of Bonding. My guest today, I'm really so thrilled. My guest today is Jilian Levinson. She is the program coordinator for the Woman to Woman program at Mount Sinai in New York City. Woman to Woman is a very unique and a really inspiring program that I've been involved with as a volunteer and supporting in other ways since 2005. It's my great pleasure to speak with you today, Jillian. Welcome to 10 Minutes of Bonding.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So I wanted to, I was hoping maybe you could just start by giving us just a really quick overview of what it is that Woman to Woman does.
Sure. So Woman to Woman was founded in 2003 by Valerie Goldfein. Valerie is a survivor of ovarian cancer, and when she completed her treatment, she decided to make lemonade out of lemons and help women who were in her position. She felt particularly isolated when she was in treatment, even though she was surrounded by people. And she thought, if she felt that way, how do others feel who don't have someone next to them? So at Mount Sinai, we have 30 survivor volunteers of gynecologic cancer, and they join women while they're in treatment. So it might be sitting with them while they're getting chemotherapy, holding their hand when they learn of a cancer diagnosis, whatever a woman needs throughout her cancer journey, from the point of diagnosis through treatment to her last chemotherapy or to the ends of her life, our volunteers are there with them. We also offer educational resources and financial help for women that might need it.
That's great. Thank you. And actually, you brought something up that it ties into my next question. I mean, I know that so much of what goes on with the program happens in person, happens in the hospital, happens in treatment facilities. So during this time, how is it that you are now, let's call it pivoting to support women during this time?
Sure. So that's a good point. Every day, typically, you can see volunteers in the chemo suites joining women, but that's not possible right now because volunteers are not allowed at Mount Sinai, and nobody is allowed to have someone join them for treatment. So what Woman to Woman is doing is we are trying our very best to outreach to every woman that we can by phone, Zoom, text, email. We are doing that. So our Woman to Woman mailing list is 780 women. And what we are doing is going through that list and reaching out and saying, hey, we're here. Just want to check in. How are you doing? So myself and our 30 volunteers are making those phone calls. Rather than having the typical support groups that we have in person, we're now adding more groups virtually. So we have a weekly gynecologic cancer support group. We have poetry. We have a particular group for our young women. So it's called Woman to Woman. We're too young for this. And it's for women in their 20s and 30s with a gynecologic cancer. So rather than meeting in the community, we are meeting virtually for now.
Wow. Yeah. That's a significant kind of a pivot. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me that you're actually able to continue to figure out ways to support women of all ages who are going through this experience. I would imagine this, in addition to everything else, must be a really difficult time for a lot of them. So the fact that you're reaching out to each woman that you have on your list is fantastic. But all right, well, my next question actually has more to do with you. I know that you have a young family, you have a young daughter and a husband, and you're working from home, which is something new for you. I see you're at home. So how are you managing that, and what are if you have routines or rituals, but I guess more importantly, how are you balancing your life and family right now?
So as you said, I have a young daughter, and she said to me one day when I told her I couldn't play because I had a work phone call, and I said, remember, Mommy works from home now. And she said, yeah, it's nice, but it's weird. And it is nice and it is weird. And so you might notice that there's a tent behind me in our room where I'm doing work. But we're figuring it out. So it might be a ritual that we're doing some mornings is the three of us laying in bed together, and rather than snuggling, she's watching some Daniel Tiger, and I have my laptop on my lap, and my husband has his laptop. And it's not the worst thing in the world if she watches a little Daniel Tiger in the morning, I'm learning. And if an afternoon, so she's having a juice box outside so we can talk, and that's a compromise that works on all ends. And I think that's a compromise that works on all ends. And I'm lucky that my husband understands how important this program is, and he is, sharing the load so I can, focus on woman to woman.
That's so great. I'm glad to hear that. So, we only have a few minutes left, but you've told us a bit about woman to woman and the work that you're doing and how you're pivoting. So I guess my final question would be, is there anything else that you would like people to know about the program or to be aware of, or perhaps even how people can help if they would like to?
Absolutely. So what we're learning in our phone calls with women is that the need is much higher than it was before COVID-19. Typically, women who are in cancer treatment might take some time from work if they are working, but they have financial income, whether it's from their partner, other family members, but due to the virus, a lot of people are losing their jobs, and so the need is greater than ever. A new program that we're actually just are creating now is a grocery fund program. So every woman that we call that we find there is a need, they will be getting money for groceries from Woman to Woman. So I did mention that we offer financial assistance. Woman to Woman is 100% charitably funded. Any donations that we make go directly to patients. There is no administrative cost. The hospital does not take anything, I guess, off the top. I think some programs might have that, but we are lucky that we don't. So that's something that we're doing. We also have a transportation fund, which is in great demand right now because women cannot take the subway. They can't travel safely to their treatments, but they need their treatments. And so we are happy to cover any rides that we can that can get a woman to her chemotherapy, her radiation, her surgery safely. So, we're reaching out, we're finding out what the needs are. And like you said, we're pivoting to make sure that we are helping however we can.
Yeah. I know that this also affects a lot of women, a high percentage of women that are diagnosed with some form of this kind of cancer. So if someone needs to know about the program, how do they find out about?
That's a great question. So we can be called. You'll have my phone number, our website, our Facebook. Everything will come directly to me. We want to support you. We want to support your family, your friends, anyone that knows someone that has a gynecologic cancer or has a gynecologic cancer. We are here to help. We might not be joining you at your treatment, but we're here virtually until we can be with you again.
All right. Oh gosh, there is never a time that I talk to you that I don't end up in tears. I don't know what it is, Jillian. I know what it is. It's just so remarkable, the support that you're offering. So forgive my emotional outburst here. Not such an outburst, but forgive my emotional reactions. Thank you again so much. It's so important what you're doing, and it's just remarkable. So anyway, so thank you for talking with me. And just for just to let everybody know, I'm going to be, we'll share the video, we'll share the website and any information that someone might need to find out more about Woman to Woman and the work that they're doing. So if you need Woman to Woman, or you know someone who needs it, or you just want to help, we'll be putting that, kind of blasting it out all over the place, all over social, and on my website, the JilianBondTeam.com. Or you can just reach out to me and I'm happy to connect you. But anyway, Jillian, thanks again. And
thank you.
Thanks for joining. I'll be back on Thursday with my next guests, Barbara and Alexandra Alfield. They are a mother and daughter founders of a really interesting company called Sisu Moi. It is a company also about supporting women, and I think will be a very interesting conversation. So anyway, thank you again, Jillian. Thanks for joining.
you.